is Kristine and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I will be talking about what's on my iPad and how I use it to study for med school. So first off, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and please don't forget to hit the bell button down below so that you would get notified every time I would post a new video. So before anything else, we all know the current situation we are in right now. So I do hope that we would continue to pray for all the health workers out there that are risking their lives for the coronavirus patients right now. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. So just a quick background on my iPad. So my iPad is a 10.5-inch iPad Pro with a 256 gig capacity. So my case is from the brand UAG. So as I said from my previous vlog before, I changed the original flip cover of this one into the keyboard flip cover, so this one, and then it has a pen holder for the Apple Pencil here. So once you open my iPad, you can see that there are 3 pages here, the first, the second, and the third. So for the second page, this contains all of the non-medical applications that I use. For example, my social media applications, the games, the entertainment, and the photo and video applications. And then for the third page contains the applications that I usually use in med school. So I will not be discussing each application here on my iPad. I will just be showing you guys the apps that I use in med school and the apps that has helped me in med school. Okay, so I want to show you guys first the GoodNotes 5 application. So it's found here on the lower part of my iPad. So once you open it, you can see that there are different folders already. So this is one advantage that I love about GoodNotes 5, since you can easily organize your notes into different folders. So I don't like kasi na yung documents ko naka-scatter siya. Gusto ko per category nakalagay siya sa isang folder. So for example, here in second year medicine, you can see that I grouped my subjects into our semestral and our yearly subjects. So for example, in the yearly subject, we can see that we have Medicine 1, Microbiology, MPPRC, Pathology, and Pharmacology. So for example, in the subject Pathology, I grouped the documents under my books, PowerPoints, practicals, Samplex, SGDs, and our trances. So I also have my pathology notebook here. So let's open first my pathology notebook and then let's open a pathology book right there. So for example, what I love about GoodNotes 5 is that, oh, by the way, GoodNotes 5 is the only application I use for my note-taking, for studying, and stuff like that. So, for example, you can see my pathology notebook right here. It contains different portions of my book that I already pasted here on my notebook. So, of course, when we read the book, we can't really read everything in a chapter. So, I usually read the ones in the boxes kasi yung doon nakafocus usually yung mga topics, ganyan. Also the diagram. So, for example here, we could easily get this part of the book. So, we could just use the lasso tool, this one. We could just use that and then get this one, take screenshot, and then you can easily copy it and then move it to your pathology notebooks. For example, here, you can easily paste it there. And then you can easily put your notes there. So, like that. So, it's so easy. So, for example, if you don't really need that, you decide that you don't really need to put that there, you can easily do that by pressing the undo button right there. So there, it's as fast as that. Also, what I like about GoodNotes 5 is you get the feel of highlighting on normal paper, writing down on a normal notebook. So it has that paper-like feel when writing down on your iPad. So for example, I'm gonna write here pathology. And And then, for example, I decide that my handwriting is too small. I can just easily resize that by using the lasso tool again. So you can just do that and then resize, and then you just pull this one, and then there, you're done. And then, for example, you decide that you need to put this term on a different color. You can just use the lasso tool again, and then you press the color, and then you can easily change the color right there. Another thing that I like about GoodNotes 5 is that you can have a collection of different colors for your highlighters and your pen. So for example, here, this is the palette that I have for my highlighters. Just so you know, I like highlighting my notes in different colors. It helps me to remember easily the notes that I have, that I'm studying. So for example, these colors that you can see here is actually just from the internet. You can easily search the color hex code in the internet, and then you can put that here in the custom part right there, and then you can just press here the hex code. You can easily input the hex code there, and then add to preset, and then it will automatically go here to your highlighter colors or your colored pens here. So for those asking how I would import my documents from the internet to my GoodNotes 5, it's actually very easy. So what we normally do, usually kasi our files are found in our Google Drive. So here I'm gonna discuss the Google applications later. For example, in Google Drive, let's see, for example, I'm gonna open a file. I'm gonna open a file like this one. You can easily just press the three dots on the upper right hand corner, open in, and it's gonna show here open in GoodNotes, and then you can easily save it on the GoodNotes app. For example, import as new document, second year medicine, yearly. I'm gonna put it in the pharmacology folder since this is in the subject pharmacology, trances, and then black market, for example. So there. So it's easily imported there already. Also, if for example you weren't able to download the app, the document that you need for the lecture the next day, you can easily ask your blockmates or your seatmate to airdrop the document to you. It will take less than 1 minute, I think, less than 1 to 2 minutes, and it's automatically on your iPad already. And there, it's like you have the whole handout on your iPad already. So it's that easy. For example, you're the kind of student that still likes to study on paper, that still likes to study using paper handouts, like not the paperless ones. You can still do that. For example, I'm gonna put annotations here. So for example, I'm just gonna write insulin. For example, for this one, so I have my handwritings here, right? So if I want to print this out, I can print this out together with the notes that I have here. So parang hindi siya hassle. If for example, in a day you have a lot of subjects and it's really better if you don't have a lot of things that you're bringing with you. So usually kasi, I find it more convenient pag ang dala ko lang is iPad. I write my notes during the lecture, and then I print my notes with the lecture, with my handwritten lecture notes here on my iPad, here at home. Do you get me? So ayun. When you print this kasi, it prints with the handwritten notes that you do. So also, if for example, the lecture is very fast-paced, what you can do is, you can use your keyboard, and then, for example, during lecture, the professor is speaking like that, you can just press the text box right here, and then, for example, you're gonna write here, SGLT2, inhibitors, explain. You can just easily type into your handout agad. So yeah, that's it for GoodNotes 5. And then the next application that I want to talk about is the Brainscape and Quizlet. Actually, almost the same purpose lang kasi siya. But then, mas hiyang ako sa Quizlet. I like using Quizlet better since I've also been using it since undergrad days, since pharma days. So, for example, let's go to the topic of antibiotics. So, if you don't know Quizlet yet, it's actually like a virtual flashcards where you can input the terms and the definition, and then you can easily practice yourself when memorizing a lot of terms. So, in med school, we would memorize several terms, as in sobrang dami per subject, sobrang dami. Especially now in second year, we have OB, pedia, we are memorizing a lot of measurements, and then we have pharmacology, a lot of drugs. So, very helpful yung app na to, yung Quizlet. Although disadvantage lang with this one is you really have to spend time in making out the flashcards. Although helpful siya kasi while you're typing down the terms and the definition, at least you get to familiarize yourself with the terms already. So, by the time that you're gonna practice it, you know, nadaanan mo na rin siya. So, for example, here in the topics antibiotics, also here pala in Quizlet, there are several types of study methods you can use. So, we have the learn flashcards, write, match, and test. So, ito, for example, the write. It is very convenient if ever you know that this type of professor would give exams usually in the type of identification. So, kasi here, right, you have to really type the term para tama rin yung spelling. Kasi, you know, in med school, we can't afford wrong spellings kasi wrong spelling wrong, right? So, ayun. Whenever, kunwari, may matching type na exams, you can use here, the match. And then, if you just really need to familiarize yourself, memorize, you can use the flashcard. So, ito, isa pang advantage is nakasync kasi yung iPad ko with my phone. So, whenever I open my Quizlet app in my phone, kunwari matutulog na ako, and then, kunwari I'm really tired from studying, I just wanna rest, I can still open my flashcard sa phone, and then I can practice the terms there. At least, diba, kahit na you're resting, napapractice yung brain mo. So, for example, here in malaria, you just click the flashcard and then the drug for that disease will automatically appear. So, chloroquine. And then, for example, you still need to practice more on that term, you can just swipe left if you need to practice it again, and then swipe right if you've mastered that specific term already. So that's it for the Quizlet. And then I have here in this folder Word. So Word, it's self-explanatory, Microsoft Word, voice recorder. So I use this whenever there are lecturers that would allow us to record their lectures. Just take note, not all lecturers would allow you to voice record their lectures. So you really have to ask your professor first. And then class up. Next for this app, I use this for putting down my schedule, my class schedule. So it's very easy kasi you just have to press this plus sign. And then it will appear here, class name, teacher's instructor, what day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the time here, there. And then, for the next application, share it. Everyone has iOS gadgets. So, some of my classmates prefer Android gadgets. So, whenever, for example, I'm gonna transfer a document from an iOS product, from an iOS gadget to an Android gadget. So, this is the easiest transfer application, share it. So, it's just as fast as an airdrop. So, for the next application is the Acrobat and the PDF Expert. These two applications are used for PDF readers, so self-explanatory. And then for the iExpand Drive, as I said from my previous vlog before, I have this USB where I can connect it to my iPad and then to my laptop. So whenever I have a file that I need to connect to my laptop, in the cases of presentations in class, kasi yung ginagamit na projector, kailangan nakakonect siya sa laptop, so we can't really use our iPad. So we would transfer the files from our iPad to the laptop using this application since you need this application to access the contents of that specific USB. And then next is the Epson iPrint. So as I said, I would normally print out all my handouts with my virtual handwritings whenever I get home. So yan, kasi I print it directly from my iPad, kaya I have this app. The next applications is the one found in the Google folder. So we have here Google Sheets, Google Drive, Google Keep, Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Classroom, and Google Calendar. So these Google Sheets, Google Docs, and Google Slides are actually equivalent to the Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, and Microsoft PowerPoint respectively. So we actually use this for collaborative work. For example, we need to pass a lab report, or we need to have a presentation, a group presentation, and then we have to edit specific parts of that presentation. Here, even though we're in the comfort of our homes, we can still see each other while we edit the document or the PowerPoint. And then for the Google Drive, as I showed you a while ago, the Google Drive contains all of our handouts, all of our trances, wherein it is accessible for all the students in our block and in our batch. So for the next one is the Google Calendar. So the Google Calendar contains all of our schedules, all of our scheduled exam, scheduled lectures, so we can find it all there so that we can be prepared for the following lectures or the following exams and quiz. Okay, so for the medical part of this folder, we can see here that we have Essential Skeleton 4, Complete Anatomy 20, Essential Anatomy 5, Medicine, Medical, Brain Anatomy, Human Organs, Khan Academy, Up to Date, and Litman. Although I only really use Essential Anatomy 5, Brain Anatomy, I've used, by the way, Brain Anatomy, Khan Academy, and Litman. So for the Essential Anatomy, so this is actually very helpful in your first year of medical school. This is very helpful in the subject anatomy. So as you can see here on the right side, there are the different body systems, the skin, the muscular system, the arteries, the veins, the nervous system, the connective tissues, the respiratory, the digestive, the urogenital, and the lymphatic system. So you can easily remove a system by just clicking it. So for example, let's remove all the systems. For example, here we just have the skeletal system. You can easily add the respiratory system, and then you can easily press this. You can hide a layer if you want to see it more deeper, and then if you want the superficial part, it's just here. If you want to see it more deeper, you can just hide it like that. So it is very convenient since the subject anatomy is actually a very visual subject. You really have to see it for you to learn better, and it has really helped me a lot in my first year of anatomy. And then for the second application is the brain anatomy. So this is also applicable for in neuroanatomy, especially on your practical exams. So during the practical exams, they will be showing you gross specimens of the brain in different cuts. So for example, here we have the coronal section, the horizontal section. We also have different Brodmann areas, which has really helped me a lot since this is very, very confusing. So for example, here the BA4, it will be highlighted like that. And then BA7, it will be highlighted like that. And then for the brain anatomy here, the second brain anatomy, I don't think I really used that. The third app that has really helped me is the Litman app. So here, this app has helped me in our OSCE. So in our OSCE in Medicine 1, there is a station where we will be given earphones, and we have to listen to different heart and lung sounds, and we have to determine what kind of heart and lung sound that is. Very helpful because it's like a simulation of the actual patients already, and you have the different heart sounds here. Like for example, here the normal tracheal sounds, wheezing, inspiratory stridor for the lungs, and then for the heart, you have here the third heart sound, the fourth heart sound, and the different heart sounds there. Is all for the applications that has helped me in med school. I hope that this has helped you in checking out what applications would be helpful for you in school. That is all for my video. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one.